Well, might as well get the show started now. I'm gonna start this by saying it's like 8:10 a.m., which normally is of no consequence, except for the fact that I haven't slept yet. I was up all night doing homework, schoolwork, stuff like that. And then I stopped, finished doing what I was doing, and it occurred to me that I was looking through the comments of my videos. A lot of people don't really understand what they're getting when they get a router that is either a Wi-Fi 6. I mean, they know what Wi-Fi 6 is, kinda, but most people just think it's faster, and that's it. Not true. Can be, but that's not what it does. They don't know the difference between 2.45 gigahertz and 6 gigahertz, and I am here to clarify. I'm one taking this, by the way, so pardon the cigarette. I'm gonna try to break this down as best I can, as fast as I can, so you get a general understanding. Okay. Wi-Fi 6 has been around for a while. It's been around for years. Been around for I don't know the exact year, but it's been around for at least I don't know 8 or 9 years. And then came Wi-Fi 6E. Now there's Wi-Fi 7, but we're not gonna even bother getting into that because I'm a techie and I just hooked my Wi-Fi up to Wi-Fi 6 gigahertz. So you'll know what that means in a second. I figured I'd just bust out a video real quick, break out my trusty, handy dandy. Know what I mean? So let's break it down. Anyway, 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, whether it's on Wi-Fi 6 protocol, which is called 802.11ax, blah blah blah. You're hardly probably ever gonna need to know that unless you're in IT. If you're in IT, test. You should know that already. But if you don't, here it is. Think of your router as a street with cars going that way and cars going this way on the same road with two yellow lines in the middle. Okay? That's your router. It's giving information to one device and receiving information from that device, but not at the same time and not very efficiently, since there's a lot of network traffic. There's a lot of devices. You probably got a phone, a computer, a laptop, I don't know, remote controlled vibrator, whatever, I don't know, something. So lots of things that make it congested. The network gets congested. Now there's too many cars. Now there's traffic backed up, and you got a bunch of angry guys screaming at each other because they're late for work. So Wi-Fi 6 stepped into the picture. The old protocol was 802.11ac. That was the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi protocol for that would be now known as Wi-Fi 5, I believe. So Wi-Fi 6 hopped in. Wi-Fi 6 popped into the picture. Now instead of that one road that's easily congested because it can't handle the traffic, it's like a broken traffic light. It's a better metaphor. I should use that. Probably should have scripted this too, but so now you got probably Wi-Fi. Now most ISPs give out better equipment, like routers capable of Wi-Fi 6 and Wi-Fi 6 enhanced. The only difference between Wi-Fi 6 and Wi-Fi 6 enhanced is Wi-Fi 6 enhanced is a tri-band router, because 2.45 gigahertz and 6 gigahertz are bands, not drums, snares, flutes, but radio bands. and they're on the Wi-Fi 6 protocol. So now, well, first of all, 6 gigahertz theoretical throughput is wirelessly 9.6 gigabits per second, which is so insanely fast that I don't even think I'll live to see the day where I can actually fully use it. But then again, that's a theoretical throughput. We'll get into that if you want to know. Leave a comment or whatever. There's a difference between actual throughput and theoretical throughput. Because right now, as fast as I can go is 2.6 gigabits per second, which is batshit fast for me. But it's supposed to be able to go up to 9 gigahertz, whatever. I mean, 9 gigabits per second, but whatever. Anyway, Wi-Fi 6. Now, instead of that one road we were just talking about, you have like the autobahn, or just any old weird highway that has like 1, 2, 3, 4 lanes going that way, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 lanes coming this way. If you don't like that metaphor, I got a better one, maybe, in the pipeline. Let me think. Obviously, all those cars can switch lanes. Traffic is being managed much better. Devices get what they need without missing a beat. That's the aim for Wi-Fi 6. That was the biggest thing. That was the big deal about Wi-Fi 6. Traffic management, quality of service, things like that. There are more all around better, improvements to Wi-Fi 5 with Wi-Fi 6, but we're not going to get into those. The main ones. Let's focus on the main ones. And you could still be running 2.4 gigahertz. You remember back in the day when you used to look for your Wi-Fi on your phone and it would say connect to so-and-so's Wi-Fi 2.4 gigahertz or connect to so-and-so's Wi-Fi 5 gigahertz. Nowadays they bundle them together, and depending on the device, it demands from the router which band it can utilize the most. So 5 gigahertz, as I mentioned, 6 gigahertz is off the charts with the throughput. The bandwidth is very high. It's very high. 5 gigahertz also. 5 gigahertz has a theoretical throughput of 2 point. Son of a bitch. I know we're gonna have to do this. Oh, it's right here. Wi-Fi 5 had a theoretical throughput, which was 802.11 AC, of 2.6 gigabits per second. Now that's pretty and everything, but usually you only saw about 1.8 gigabits per second, which is about 1800 megabits per second. And I'm not going to confuse you with the numbers, but 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi is still, the go-to band for devices. Unless you're a nerd. Or unless you have enough bandwidth coming through the wall from your ISP that you can support these speeds. But not most can, because it's really not necessary. Anyway, 2.4 gigahertz, travel the furthest. It goes through walls easy, and it goes through objects easier than the other two bands. So if I wanted to go 200 feet away from my house, I'll still probably stay connected to the 2.4 gigahertz band, whether it's Wi-Fi 6 or the old Wi-Fi 5 protocol, because they don't have anything to do with each other, the protocols, except for traffic management, which is where my highway metaphor comes into play, blah, blah, blah. However, if I'm all the way out there 200 feet away from my house, I'm going to have like a connection speed of like very slow, and I'll have to get closer to the house. You've all been through this. You walk closer to the house to get a better signal. That's why. Switch over to 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Now 5 gigahertz, that's a lot more. Okay, that's your downloads are going to get done super fast. Everything is going to happen much faster. Your latencies are going to go down. Download speeds are going to go up. Upload speeds are going to go up. Things like that with 5 gigahertz. That's usually what people try to adhere to. I hate that kid. It's usually what people try to adhere, devices try to adhere, unless you got like a watch. It's capable of 5 gigahertz, but that doesn't really need it. It's a watch, and this is a newer watch. This is a Samsung Galaxy 5 Pro. So it has the capability of taking it on a lot of download speed, but it doesn't need to. So it's just nice to have. But it's also not Wi-Fi 6, but that's another story for another day. Anyway, Really, I'm sorry for the smoking. Like I said, I'm one taking this. Anyway, so let's try a different. Let's try. All right, so that's 5 gigahertz. Well, 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi has a distance of a third, maybe about a third of 2.4 gigahertz, but it's also faster, and it's also, well, it's faster. Don't get this confused. Now, this is where a lot of people get confused. This is where I see a whole bunch of people get confused. How am I doing? 10 minutes? This is where a lot of people get confused. People have 5G cell phones now. Yeah, that 5G is the same as the 5G coming out of your router. It's just being broadcast on a pole with much longer range than your I have a router somewhere. I don't know where it went. But yeah, than your router at home. It's going much farther. Hence the balls to the wall download speeds you get when you have a 5G cell phone and you're near a 5G tower. It's crazy. Okay, so those are the bands. Explain the best I can. 2.4 gives you distance but low speeds. 5 gigahertz gives you much higher speeds at much shorter distances. 6 gigahertz, which you might be finding on your tri-band routers because they're giving them out now. I actually just got one. That's why I'm making this video, actually, because I saw the questions and saw the tri-band. I've been dying to get my hands on a 6 gigahertz router for a while, so now that I have it, it's pretty fast. It's not even, pretty fast isn't even the word. It's so fast that I'll never actually see how fast it is. 9.6 gigabits per second without a wire is unprecedented unless you're using a wire called an Ethernet cable, and then you'll get 10 gigabits per second, and that's fast, but that's also a wire, and people don't want to be tethered to things. You can't exactly plug an Ethernet wire into your phone. There are ways, but don't get crazy on me. 6 gigahertz. As far as I know, this is not available on any phones. I might be wrong. I have the Samsung S20. What the hell is this thing? 24 Ultra? Yeah, no, 23 Ultra. 23 Ultra. So, it only has Wi-Fi 6. Now, the difference between Wi-Fi 6 and these tri-bands I'm discussing is the fact that Wi-Fi 6 and Wi-Fi 6E are just protocols. They are just ways of making your Wi-Fi experience better, handling traffic better, allowing more devices to be connected to your network, and not have the latency and the lag you would as if you were throwing a house party and everybody was connected to your Wi-Fi and you can't even go watch a YouTube video in silence in the corner because it buffers for like days. So that's the protocol of Wi-Fi. That's what the protocol Wi-Fi 6 does. That's its job. It doesn't give you anything. It gives you things faster, but has nothing to do with download or upload speeds. It gives you things faster because the latency is decreased, and because your phone is getting what it needs when it needs it, when you want it, as soon as you can use it. So you click on a YouTube video, well, you click on the YouTube icon, YouTube opens, you click on your video, the video is playing before you know it. That you have the protocol to thank, Wi-Fi 6. Now, back to the bands of 2.4 or 5 gigahertz, 6 gigahertz. 6 gigahertz, this is new to me. I knew all about it before I got it. Well, not all about it, but I knew about it before I got it. And now that I have it, I'm only one room away from my router, and would you believe it? The signal strength isn't even that good. You know what I mean? Like, there's only one wall separating that router from my computer, my desktop, and I have really serious antenna. I don't know if you, come on, man. This is the antenna I use for my computer. These, they're like, come on now, seriously? Like, overkill much? And still, I can't get that great of connection with Wi-Fi, with 6 gigahertz Wi-Fi because of the wall. So I'm thinking about tearing it down. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, in a nutshell, that's as best as I can explain it. All of this to you. I know it was fast. I didn't write this. I didn't plan for it. I had an idea and I shot a video, and that's exactly how I'm gonna post it because there's a lot of questions floating around, and I hope I really do hope I answered a lot of people's questions. But I enjoy having people ask me questions so that I can help them out and answer them. So please feel free to watch this and ask away. Please, I have nothing to do with my life. I'm in school for IT right now. You'll help me learn by asking questions. Any questions? Good. Yeah, YouTube is back. More videos on the way. Please subscribe. Like, please. Please. I love you guys, man. You guys make it happen. Take care.